Hello everyone, it's Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper, and I'm so happy to be here tonight with you. I have three...
Hello everyone.
Pardon me just for
it's
a second.
Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper.
I thought I turned that down and I went the other way and turned it up. Okay, so let me start again. It's Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper, and tonight I have three easy cards that you will make in minutes. So I usually show my cards on the Thursday night before my class on Saturday, and my card class is this Saturday, and so I wanted to give my people a chance to see the cards ahead of time. And this card class will be free for anyone that places a $40 or more qualifying order in my Stampin' Up store. And right now it's a great time to shop because it's double rewards from the 15th through the 17th. So basically today and tomorrow you get double rewards. Instead of 10%, you get 20% on your purchases. So if you take advantage of that and you order $40 or more in my online store, you're going to get this class sent to you for free, or in person, you will be able to make it for free. So let me flip the camera down and we'll get started. Okay, so my store is right here. You can either scan or just go to kathyschmitt.stampinup.net. If you have any questions, you can email me at kathy@backyardstamper.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in Loudon, New Hampshire, and twice a month I have in-person card classes. So I would love to see you there. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make these sweet cards, and they literally will take minutes. And here's the other one. We're going to start with this one because it's called a telescoping card, because it's a scene card, but you pop up part of it. And I've seen it where it's even popped up a third time. We're just going to do the two. And let me just move my camera up a little bit so that it's not quite that close. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with this card here. What I love about this card is it just uses designer paper. And the designer paper is called Beautiful Gallery. It's 6x6 designer paper, and it is still available on last chance. So it's even on sale in my Stampin' Up store, but it's on low inventory, so it's not going to last long. But picture this scenery card with this one here. In fact, you don't have to picture it. I have a sample. Isn't that great? Talk about perfect for masculine cards. Here's the one that I used on this sample. We're going to make this one tonight. And then I have this one too as a sample. So you see how the scenery DSPs work perfectly for this technique. So this designer series pack had lots of florals, vintage. This one would also be really nice. Very eclectic and just like fun, soft, beautiful pictures. That's called Beautiful Gallery, and the number for it is 165196 if you're interested in hopping over to the store and grabbing it before it's gone. Okay, so these were my samples. This is the card we're going to make in class, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this card. So we're going to start with, I got all my pieces here. So I've got Mossy Meadow that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored and folded it in the middle. I have a second piece of Mossy Meadow. Right here. Oh, I set it down. That's why. Okay. I have a second piece of Mossy Meadow, and that piece is, put the dimensions here. This piece here is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So in between, you're going to do an embossed layer, something that coordinates with your paper. So see how this one, the blue, coordinates. The one I did was the crumb cake. This one uses basic gray. So we're going to do the crumb cake. And then I've got this piece. So that's going to be all layered together. So let me go ahead and put that on. Let's see here. What side do I want to use? I think I just got a little smidge of tape right there. There, it came off. Okay, so this is one of those embossing folders that you could use the deboss side or the emboss side. Actually, we'll use the, I'm going to tape it on the emboss side, and we'll have the deboss side facing up. You have to be careful with this Seal Plus. If you roll it too fast, it kind of grabs your paper. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This embossing folder, I think, is retired. It was part of the 3D Basics embossing folders that we had a couple years ago, but you can use any kind of embossing folder that you have in your stash. You just want something that doesn't have too bumpy of a pattern. All right, so then this is going to go flat. And I'm going to center that. Me and rectangles have a hard time getting on straight. Okay, so that's the base for our card. I'll leave that right there, so in case you want to jot that down. This is my inside piece, and then here's my 6 by 6 piece that I showed you. So I have it. I had it like this. So it's a 6 by 6 piece, and I cut it in half at 3. Okay, so let's get this side out. And then I needed it at 4 1/2. So it's 3 by 4 1/2. So I'll take this piece out. And I thought I might try to stamp on that piece for my greeting. And then what you're going to do is take any kind of a shape die. In this case, I used the, what was that one called? Here it is. Textured Notes. This one just retired, barely. So I hope you got it while you could. So you would put your die on top, run that through your embossing machine, and what you end up with is a piece that looks like this. So isn't that neat? So I'm going to bring back in my card front. This piece here will go and get adhered straight down. So I'm going to switch over and use some glue on this one, just to make it a little easier so I don't have to worry about going past my line for the tape. Whoa, we don't want it upside down. This is such an easy, and we've had the beautiful fall papers, any kind of a scene paper. If it's 12 by 12, just cut it down. All right, now for this piece, this is a piece that I want popped up. And what you can use dimensionals. I also like to use these foam strips. It is one big dimensional. So what I'm going to do is just cut a big piece. And I'll say hi to you guys in just a few minutes. Hopefully my mom is on. I set her up with her video player earlier. So hopefully they were able to sign on. All right, so now I've got my one gigantic dimensional. You don't have to, you can put the dimensionals on, that's fine. I like using these big sheets when I have a lot of dimensional backings to peel off, especially if I'm doing a live and you guys don't have to watch me. Isn't that gorgeous for a man's birthday card? So I can do this piece with my happy birthday, but I think I'm going to try this too. So let me stamp both of them and then we'll decide which one we like better. I got all my supplies out. Let me put the top on my glue. Put that away and that away. Okay. I'm going to use my triple banner punch. And I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut it from this side. The reason I did that is because I wanted to turn around, but I was trying to get those clouds. So I'm going to go in and do one more. There. So I've got that one, and I'm also going to do one with my creamy caramel. Not creamy caramel. Oh my goodness. Crumb cake. Creamy caramel. Can you tell I've been working on with some of my old ink pads? Okay, so now I've got two. This one will look really good because it will look like it's continuation of those clouds. So I'm hoping that one will work out. We will see. Okay. Oh, I think I just got that on crooked. Maybe, maybe not. Hey, not bad at all. Okay, we'll see which one we like better. Sometimes on the designer paper, the ink doesn't come out quite as dark. My black, it kind of looks gray on that, but it's really nice. Oh, I love that it is like right into the clouds. So we're going to do that. On Saturday, they're going to use this because this is the card they're making. But I wanted to show you how awesome this paper pack is. What's nice about that is this pops up. I watched Dancing with Wolves with my mom, and this scene just makes me think of when the tribe was going out through the, moving with their to try to find the buffalo. So, okay, let me put that away, and I wanted to tie a piece of twine. Let me get that and grab my glue dots too. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. While I'm tying my bow, I will say hi. I see Debbie. Hi, Deb. And Susie. And Anne, my good friend from Vermont. Oh, Anne, you have a lot of this paper. Yeah, you can use any rectangle. It doesn't have to be this particular one. And if you have a textured one or a stitched one, it even looks better. And if I went one layer down, I could have gone a triple telescoping, but sometimes you lose some of the pattern when you do that. So that's awesome. And my mom's on, so hi, Mom. I'm going to just put my little bow there. See how that just kind of breaks up too? And for a man's card, I don't mind a bow on it And I'll put gems on too, but sometimes it's easier to just have it be a bow. So I just took my glue dot and rolled it up. And I'm going to put it just barely on the corner of my paper. And then I put right where my knot was tied. And as I squish it, it helps keep the loops in place. So, and I don't mind that that's going up a little bit. Let me just push that back up a little bit. There we go. Put it a little close to the edge. Oh, isn't that great? Okay, so now we have our inside piece, and I am going to, what did I have for this? I had something here. I think it says, have the best day. This is from the Cutest Crew. And you know what's so funny is I've been calling that set the Cutest Critters. And Debbie helped me figure out today that it's just the Cutest Crew. So I've got have the best day. That's all we need to say on this card. Perfect. Did I get that straight? Yes, I did. It's hard because I'm kind of coming in sideways, so it's hard for me to tell if I got it straight or not until I lift it up. Okay, so I'm just going to tack this in, and this card is done. See? Minutes. And here's a bonus. You can cut 2 layers of this DSP frame at the same time. So like once I had my 3 by 4.5 piece, I stacked them and then put my rectangle on. So this is a great technique to do when you want to make multiple of the same card. So here we go. Here's my samples for this card. Whoops, sorry, pushed it a little too far. Fun, huh? Okay, so let's move on to the next card. Just pick up my pieces and move them out of the way. Okay. And I'll just do my quick little cleanup. That was all, and I had my happy birthday. Where did I put that? Well, I put it somewhere, and that's okay because I don't need it anymore. Let me put this away. All right. My next card is going to be a card that was inspired by this card that I received at Onstage in a swap from Jody Bretchel. So I thought this would be a fun card to reproduce because you get your choice of birds, dogs, and we're going to make the cats tonight. Now, I didn't have this embossing folder. I call it the paper towel one. So I just used the same embossing folder. At my card classes, I just set up stations, and I have an embossing station. So I keep all the dies and the embossing folder up at one location, and so it's okay that we're using that same embossing folder on 2 cards, but don't they look so different? All right, so for this one here, you need a card base. Let me grab my bone folder. This is soft seafoam. And I took a piece, I forgot what I measured it. 3 1/4 by 4. That's going to go on my top. It's tone on tone, so this doesn't get popped up. And then I just have a piece that is 2 inches by 4. And see how I have a little ratty corner there? That's okay, because that's going to get covered up. So it doesn't matter if these overlap slightly. if they have, like they can overlap, there can be a gap. It doesn't matter because your strip here is going to hide whatever is going on there. So let me, for this one, I'm going to use the emboss side. So I have a little bit of texture there. Let's see here. I just want to make sure the one that had a little piece of fuzz is going to get hidden. So we'll put that like that. Oh, I just noticed my camera was a little fuzzy. Hope that wasn't for very long. Okay, whoops, before we do this, let's do our stamping. So we'll just go ahead and let that dry. I'm going to pop a ink block on it. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. And I want to do my just hello. I wanted to do it before I put on in case I have to do the flip, right? Okay, so this is the Cutest Crew. Let me grab that stamp set. It's right here. Okay, so let's see here. The banner sayings is where I got that happy birthday, and that goes with the triple banner punch that we used on the previous card. These are the die for Cutest Crew, and here's the stamp set. Isn't it fun? Oh my gosh, love it. So when you buy a bundle, you save 10%. So that's really fun. Now, let me show you something about these dies. So they cut the whole picture out. This one's for the birds and the dogs and the cats, but then they also cut individual kitties and dogs and birds out too. So that's kind of fun. And then you got these cute decorative ones. All right, so let me put those down for just a moment, and we'll come back to our stamping. You know, okay, so Susie asked, why did I use 2 pieces and not just one embossed? I could have, but I'm stamping on this one, so I can't stamp on one that's been embossed. And I have a feeling when Jody made her card that she just embossed half of the piece rather than fit 2 pieces. So it doesn't matter. You can do whichever way is easier for you, but I definitely did not want this part embossed so that I could stamp on it. That was a good question. All right, and so I have my little paw prints, which are so cute. And I'm going to just soft seafoam. I'm not even going to stamp off. They will come out looking a little dark, but it dries lighter. So just like that in the corner. So cute. And I am going to do a little bit on the inside. There. All right, and then let's set that aside. My little, tonight I already did the dog, and this is the swap card with the birds. So I'm going to do the kitty cats. And let me go ahead and put this down so it can dry with my glue. See, I did it ahead of time on I got the glue right next to the edge. So let me see if I can push that towards the center. I don't remember what I was just going to say. See how I want to make sure my piece is straight, and even if that does leave a little gap, that's fine because it's going to get covered. All right, let's get our memento out. The hardest part of this card is deciding what color are the kitty cats. So we'll go ahead and stamp. This piece here is 4 by 1. I'm just going to pull it a smidge closer so I can see it better. Alrighty, just like so. Boy, those kitty cats just barely fit on there. Probably should make it. Oh, I don't need to make it any bigger. People will just have to be careful, right? Okay, so let's see here. I've got a gray kitty cat. So we'll do a gray one over here. This is light smoky slate. And I'm not going to bother with shading on these little critters. And I have a nice brown cat. Are cats brown like dogs are? Well, it's kind of like a golden color, so we'll go ahead and do that. Cats come in all colors, right? This is actually a great color to make a calico cat with. It's an older one called soft suede. Okay, and then I wanted an orange one. And I'll do this guy right here. So really quick to color because there's no shading and the area is, you know, pretty small. Okay. Then I need a grayish cat. Should I put the black cat in the middle? Let's see. I was going to do a black cat. Let's see what that's going to look like though. Pretty dark, huh? I don't know if I want to do that dark of a cat. So let's see if we do a, oh, I have light brown next to each other. Oh, well. Oh, well. How about that? That's cute. I could leave a white cat, but then it would look funny because even though this is flat, when you color it, it still looks like a little bit of dimension on there. Let me see if I have a darker gray. And then that way I don't have to use the black. Yeah, that's perfect. That is all I needed. So I'll have to take the black out of the box that I have. I have like a bunch of different colors that the class people can use. There. Perfect. See what I mean about being, the hardest part is the coloring and figuring out your colors. So I'm going to do a bright blue butterfly. I think that's fun. These butterflies are the perfect size for the in-color butterflies too, if you wanted to cover up your butterfly with the in-color ones. So I'm using the same color combination as like the flowers or the birds, so people, we don't have to like switch around different colors. That marker is not working. Let me grab another one. Here we go. I just needed a pink. This is the pretty in pink that's retiring. Okay, and then I wanted a yellow. Okay, so pretty fun, huh? All right, so that took the longest time because we had to color, but otherwise it really is just minutes. All right, so we'll go ahead and glue this one down or tape it. And also, it doesn't matter where it goes. You can go high or low. You just want to make sure your seam is covered. So I'm going to go right about there. And you want to make sure you go edge to edge. Like that. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this one up. Oh, Susie has a gray kitty cat. I can't remember what color Anne's is. Who else has a cat? My daughter's is like, it's a dark gray with orange highlights. It's really gorgeous. No cats in our house because Marty doesn't like them. But we love dogs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that right across there. And I thought I didn't even get that straight. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is about rectangles. Trying to get them on straight. Okay, it just needs to be. I think it's the outside one that's not on straight. Okay, let's just pull that up a little. It's kind of like pulling up your pants. There we go. Cute. And I didn't have any white baker's twine, so I did not follow that part, but I do have these gems. These are long retired, but hey, we got to use our stash, right? So this way, what I like about this is it has all the color combinations. So I can do like a pink up here, and we'll do a little pink down here. Like so. And that is, oh, Hazel. Oh, taupe tabby. That's, say that 10 times fast, right? So there's my card. Let me put this one in here. And this one on the inside is going to say, here it is. Just a little hello. So glad we're friends. I can say that to each and every one of you. So glad we're friends. There we go. Card number 2 is done. And if I wasn't here jibber jabbering, I would have been done already. We are really moving along quickly because last week it took too long. Gray and taupe. Oh, you know what? There was something on my screen that was hiding the gray. So I couldn't see what the second color was. There. And the little paw prints down inside just make that card. Isn't that cute? So the class peeps are going to be able to pick which strip, which, coloring they want to do, which is fun. Lots of choices. And then the hardest part will be making the coloring or picking out your colors to color them. All right, so that's card number 2. Let me just put away my stuff. And then card number 3, you guys saw this last week on my technique one, but I wanted to show it again because we're going to do it in class. So I've got my basic white card base. I've got a piece of basic black. This piece is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. That's going to go on the front of my card, just like that. So let's go ahead and adhere that. Let me lift that up a little. You know what I should do before I stick this down? You guys, were you yelling at me to tell me to stamp my inside? Okay, so I have this new stamp, which you guys know me, I send cards, but I make cards and I send them very late. So I'm using this Fabulous Sayings, which was one of the product of the months, which was great. We're going to use the happy birthday. And then phrases and frames. This is available beginning on May 5th. And it has this great sentiment. I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted it to last longer. So true, so true. All right, so that's what we're going to stamp on the inside. So I'm going to get my Memento. And I know they're coming out with a hybrid black pad. Memento is still available. It's on the last chance. They had the pads for sure yesterday when I checked. So I have a couple of black pads and I also have some re-inkers, so I will be good for a little while. I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted it to last longer. That's my excuse why my cards are late. Okay, so now I'm going to take my black and put that right there, like so. All right, so this part's done. Let me set that aside. And then this is the technique that we did last time. And I'm going to turn my paper like this just because it makes sense in my brain to have it be like this. I'm taking my Shy Shamrock spot. Actually, I won't do it like that. And I'm going to just start any place on the card. It doesn't matter where. So I'm just pressing it down. And I'm going to do a checkerboard. So like that. And then come back to make your checkerboard. I have a lot of these spots because of paper pumpkins, so this is a great technique to use those up. Not use them up, I mean to just put them to use though, instead of just sitting on the shelf. Okay, there's my little checkerboard. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be. And then, oh, I didn't even show you the card. This was my card from last time. Then you just come in with this bee, and this is where you want to like spin your paper. It's a lot easier to turn your paper than it is to turn your wrist all different directions. So that way you hold your stamp the same way, basically, and turn your paper. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that I have bees going in every direction. Oh, they're so fun. I am terrified of bees, but I do think it's fun to make bee cards because it just cracks me up that I'm terrified of them. And I had a big giant fly in my house today and I thought, oh my gosh, it's a bee. And then it was like, oh, it was just a fly. They're waking up from the winter and I left the screen open by accident and it got in. All right, so then this is a skinny border because we had those eighths. This white panel, I forgot to tell you what that was. That was 3 3/4 by 5. Look at how fast and easy that came together. Okay, then I have a strip that is 4 3/8 by 1 1/4. And this can be cut down a little bit. And I think I will That was just my starting scrap. It's really just a scrap. I'm just going to whack off a little bit from each side, like so. And then I've got this strip of the basic black, and I'm going to just put that behind it. So let me run a piece of tape down the center in the back. And then it's easier for me to just find the center by leaving it on its back. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered, but see, it's basically straight. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut a little. I want my banners to be going the same direction, so that just breaks up the white because it's white on white. So I can do that, and I can lift it up. I'm going to pop that up with some dimensionals. There. I'm so glad it's almost the weekend. It's been a tiring week. All right, so I've got my, isn't that fun? And then I have for gems, I had some sequins. Where did I put them? I probably put them away, but I know right where they are. Let's see here. Or I say I did. Hold on one second. Let me grab them. I was looking at them the other day. Yes, here they are. So these are some old ones too, called the Starburst sequins. And I just thought it was kind of neat that they had a little bit of a pattern on them. And there's white, so I can put the white ones here on my green, and they'll still show up, like so. Or I could use the yellow ones. I mean, it is a bumblebee card, right? And I'll put a yellow right on my happy birthday. And then I'll use the bigger white as well. So let's see here. We're going to do a big one there and a small one. There. I like it. Oh my gosh, look at how crooked I got that happy birthday. Oh. Hey Cindy, how are you, honey? Thank you for popping on. There. And there's my card. Kind of fun with the sequins though. Those little, see how they have a little shape to them? So they're just not plain. And I've got a bunch of these because these were on last chance at one time. And I bought a bunch, more than I needed. So, and you know, that's the beauty about doing in-person classes is my people don't really mind if I use retired things. They all have retired things in their stock. So it's basically me giving them ideas on how to use what they already have. All right, so let me show you my cards again. Move off my stamps, clean up my mess. All right. And that little black strip there, that's a great way to use up those little teeny tiny strips that you sometimes end up with. All right, so here's my before, here's my after. And I just couldn't find these sequins, but I'll probably put both in the box for them to pick from. I think I like the white. And maybe I'll have them try using the yellow too to give it a little pop. All right, so we've got that. We've got my Cutest Crew, not Cutest Critters as I've been calling it. So I've got these cards. And then these perfect ones from the Beautiful Gallery paper. So, which one's your favorite? I know the telescoping one is an easy, fun technique to make fast cards. And look at, like, this piece was kind of plain, you know, before we started. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But now I didn't have to worry about it, especially after watching Dances with Wolves, right? It's perfect. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget, let me just come back to see you. Oh, you like the kitty cat one? Thank you, Susie. I kind of like the dog one myself because, you know, we're dog people. And did you guys see I did a little spot eye? But I love this card. And this technique was really just a happy accident. And now I've got another card that I can send to somebody when it's after their birthday, which my great niece's birthday was in March and I still haven't mailed her card yet, so I'll be able to do that. All right, let me come back and tell you thank you so much for coming on tonight. Don't forget about the double rewards today and tomorrow's tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. double rewards, and then that gives you twice as much rewards to use on your future purchase. So it's a great deal, and I put in my order. All right, you guys, take care. Have a great weekend. Oh, Anne said that she likes all 3 cards, but she's going to try this one. Yes, try that because I know you have that paper. So have a great rest of your week, and I will see some of you at my card class on Saturday. Don't forget, if you place an order of $40 or more in my online store, I will mail you the pieces to make these cards. So, and you can just do them in minutes, right? All right, guys, take care. Bye. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.